Discussions at various levels have reportedly begun on electoral reforms in Guyana, and for the opposition People's Progressive Party Civic, this is welcomed news. The party, through its General Secretary Clement Roy, noted that following the May 11, 2015 general and regional elections, the Pppc had felt convinced that the time for reform of the country's electoral system and at the Ghana Elections Commission GCOM was necessary. Roy added that long before the May 11 elections, the Pppc had made public its displeasure with a number of legal, policy, and operational aspects related to the electoral system, the Representation of the People's Act, and at GCOM itself.
The PPP has always held the view that GCOM's election machinery, known as the Secretariat, had developed a life of its own and was not effectively controlled by the Commission itself. Prior to the May 11th election, the PPP had pressed for the internationalization of certain aspects of GCOM's operations, especially its secretariat.
The opposition party's General Secretary stated that before 1992, many reforms were initiated.
Prior to 1992, the following reforms were initiated. 1. Counting of votes at the place of poll. 2. A new voters list compiled on the basis of house-to-house enumeration. 3. Expansion of the Elections Commission and the selection of a new chairman. And 4. International and local observers to be present at polling stations. The PPP is convinced that with the following additional reforms,
With additional reforms, though, the opposition is convinced that a fresh approach to the electoral process will sprout, but this will require the support of the coalition government, the donor community, and other stakeholders.
Of key elections officers, such as returning officers, presiding officers, and poll clerks, through improved, transparent, and impartial practices and public vetting. 4. Review of the law and the process that allows for voting by the disciplined forces. 5. Selection of a new chairman of GCOM. 6. Enhanced biometrics. 7. Electronic voting. And 8. Amending relevant sections of the Representation of the People's Act to allow for the enactment of appropriate legislation to facilitate implementation.
Nevertheless, the party is committed to continuing its protest demonstrations against GCOM until those early demands it had made are fulfilled. Handel Duncan, GP Nightly News.